Plus, the president announcing a big student loan forgiveness package. But what does it mean for you? We're going to talk to an expert.
President Biden, after saying that he would do this for months now, announcing a plan designed to forgive some student loan debt. Right now, 43 million people across the country owe some $1.6 trillion in federal student debt. The average balance for borrowers is about $37,000. Now, the plan is to forgive up to $20,000 of debt. That's for Pell Grant recipients, and then $10,000 for all other borrowers below a certain salary. This only applies to those earning less than $125,000 a year. For more on exactly how this will work, let's send it right over to Denise.
All right, Brian, so joining us now is Mahesh Odhrani. He is a financial expert with Strategic Wealth Design. We thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
This is like a $10,000 windfall for a lot of people who have been holding on to student debt for years, right?
Yes, for a lot of student borrowers, it's going to be a windfall for $10,000 or $20,000, depending on the type of loan you have.
Right, and you said there's no tax consequence either, right?
From what I've read, that forgiveness will not be taxable income to those students.
So, and there's also the repayment extension as well. You get a little bit more time to work on that.
Correct. So, essentially, there were three takeaways from the announcement from today. One was the repayment pause. So all student loan repayments and interest was paused until September. And now that has been extended to December 31st. So starting January 1st, students will have to pick up where they left off. And the second one was the forgiveness. As Brian mentioned, it's $10,000 for federal loans, the non-Pell Grant loans, and for Pell Grant loans, it's $20,000 in forgiveness. However, to qualify, an individual's income needs to be below $125,000. Correct. Or if you're married and filing jointly, it needs to be below $250,000.
So we're going to have more with you tonight at 6:30 because we're starting to take questions from our viewers. But interesting stuff, because for a lot of people, there's been a big sigh of relief.
Yes, yes, it has.
Okay, thanks so much. More with you here at 6:30. Brian? Coming up next here tonight, student loan relief is coming for millions of Americans. So we sit down with an expert to answer questions on the latest move from President Biden.
Big changes are coming for millions of Americans with student loans. Today, the White House announcing it is extending the pause in student loan repayment for the one last time this year, canceling now thousands of dollars worth of loan for borrowers who make under $125,000 a year. Joining us on this issue, Mahesh Odhrani, a financial expert with Strategic Wealth Design. Mahesh, thanks again for being here.
Thank you for having me.
First question, let's get into it. Is there anything borrowers need to do with their accounts, considering it's been, for many, 2 years of no activity on so many of these accounts?
Correct. Since 2020, they've not had any repayments or interest accumulated on their student loans. That repayment has extended once more till December 31st. But now, starting January, they will have to pick up payments. So at this point, for the next several months, they should start planning and making sure they have the appropriate budget and cash flow to start making those payments in January.
And this is only for loans taken out prior to June of 2021, right? It's for future student loans for kids trying to afford very expensive college. It doesn't apply to them, correct? In terms of the affordability of college, the future loans, well, you make a good point when you say it could. We don't know if this could be forgiven for students in the future as well.
Correct. We don't know we know what the bill is written today.
Sure.
We don't know what future action Congress is going to take to forgive further loans or reduce the cost of college. But you are correct. This does not impact future loans.
And we're talking about $10,000 for individual borrowers. We're talking about $20,000 for Pell Grant. And then the salary for a married couple goes up to
$250,000.
Okay, $250,000. Now, Senator Ted Cruz made some remarks today after President Biden's announcement, saying taxpayers will be faced with that big bill. Take a listen.
I think it is unfortunate to see him spending billions of dollars, which is going to drive inflation even worse. What President Biden has in effect decided to do is to take from working class people, to take from truck drivers and construction workers, thousands of dollars in taxes in order to redistribute it to college graduates who have student loans.
All right, question then. Where is all this money coming from to pay for this large amount of student loan debt?
At the end of the day, the taxpayers are going to pay for it. It's almost estimated at about $300 billion is what's it going to cost in terms of forgiveness. And at the end of the day, someone's going to be holding that bag, and it's going to be the taxpayers.
Appreciate the straight answers from you. Great information there in a brief amount of time. We appreciate it. And also, to figure out how much of your loan will be forgiven, log into your federal student aid account. Your dashboard should show you a breakdown with this chart. It will likely differentiate the amount in your loans and grants like you see right there on the screen, and there will be further details for you as well. We're going to check in now with Ted, our weather expert. Here he is.